Project Marvel gets the green light. And let's talk about the absence of Dylan Harper.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome back to Locked On Spurs within the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Glad to have you all back. Hope you're having a great day. As always, thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Check us out on the Ken's 5 Plus app, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Just subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. What are we talking about today, ladies and gentlemen? Project Marvel update. And the update is good news for those that were pro the project. It passed. We're going to react to that. What does it mean? The vote was very, very close. There's been some reaction about just how close the vote was. As far as Prop B, which was basically the downtown Spurs arena. Also Prop A, which is where the Spurs are at now, the stock show and rodeo grounds. A little bit about that, but mainly Prop B with the arena. So we'll talk about what that means. Also, Harper's absence. What is that? How does it shake up the guard rotation? Is it all on Castle? You sure you want to have Sohan get the memo and let him go into corner and just curl up in a fetal position by running point? We're going to talk about his absence and then react to I guess a classic jersey that's back, but it's not kind of classic. The retro Fiesta jerseys are back. We'll show what they look like right here on Locked On Sports. It's going to bring in our guest, the Vin Dog. He is back, everybody, after a long way away from Locked On Sports. We're glad to have him back. He's my colleague at Ken's 5. He's on the TV side of things. Follow him on X at Vinzetta. Vinny, how you doing?
Where have I been? It's been forever, my friend.
I know. By the way, everybody, it's not for lack of trying. Vinny and I have been trying. I always catch Vinny at the wrong time. You know, like he's going to vacation in Montana. You know, definitely don't want him to do that while he's enjoying a breakaway. But Vinny, thank you so much for joining us here on Locked On Spurs. And we missed you, Vinny. We missed you here.
Well, I was going to say, well, Jeff just doesn't like me anymore. But it is true. We've been trying to connect, just haven't found the right day. But here we are finally.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, we got it all on the same page. All right, let's dive into it. Project Marvel. Now, for those of you who have been following Locked On Spurs in the last few weeks/month, we've had a variety of guests, pro and con, against the project, and the pro side won. Project Marvel did pass last night, 2 nights ago, by the time we're watching this show. And specifically within Project Marvel was Prop B, which equals the funding for the downtown Spurs arena. It looks like it is a go-ahead as far as funding, as far as what the county is going to contribute towards the project. So it has been given a green light, and off we go. Vinny, your reaction when you heard the news that, well, it passed.
Well, I think for me, there's a couple of big elephants in the room. First of all, for the Holt family, Spurs organization, and those that were pro Project Marvel. It was a great night. This is going to help do many things.
Oh, yeah.
Revitalize downtown, dining, shopping, retail, citizen experience. The Alamodome gets an upgrade. That's a great benefit for UTSA football. So there are a lot of wins here in the eyes of those that were pro Project Marvel. And the other big elephant in the room for me as a journalist is I was shocked that it was close.
Yeah.
52-48 is pretty close to down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, you know, I've been here 15 years. I'm not born and raised here. I'm not saying that it was going to be 75-25, but I guess I thought in my own mind it was going to be like 60-40 or 65-35. So I'm curious as to why it was so close. You can look it up. It's public record. I'm not giving any breaking news here, but San Antonio has a sad history of the electorate showing up to vote.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Basically 20% for this. And some would say, well, for this kind of vote, you know, for these propositions, that's not too bad. I don't know. You know, when you have 1.23 million registered voters, I guess my expectation, I say all this to say I expected more people to vote.
Me too.
The Spurs are the hot ticket. I'm always told, and we're always told in San Antonio. So I expected more people to vote. In the end, Jeff, it passed. It moved forward. But I was just shocked. Yes, as close as it was.
Yeah, yeah. I think that a lot of people were a little shocked. But to me, that was shocking that people were shocked because going into the vote, I was predicting that it was going to be very, very close. Basically, the pro side for it to pass, getting just squeaking by, and pretty much what I thought was going to happen happened. So, Vinny, I was at the poll. I went on of course, I waited to the last minute, but I really was going into the voting booth thinking like, oh my God, it's going to be a long line. Of course, Jeff, you wait to the last minute. You don't do early voting. I got there, Vinny, and maybe there was about 8 people ahead of me. That was it. And it went by like that. So you're right. San Antonio does kind of have a poor showing when it comes to elections. But nevertheless, look, a W is a W, no matter how you look at it, especially for the pro Project Marvel side. So what does this mean, everybody? Vinny, you can help me educate everybody here. It does not mean that shovels are going to the ground today or tomorrow or the next day. This is going to be a very long process. As a matter of fact, Peter J. Holt, after the election was final and Prop B and A passed, he even said it himself. He goes, "We're just going to go to the design stage now." So that's how much of it's its infancy. Vinny, this is going to be a long project, isn't it?
Well, the arena won't open until the 2032-33 season. So people,
yeah, it's a long way.
People will forget about this. They'll get into the windy world, and then the next handful of Spurs seasons, we'll eventually see a groundbreaking ceremony. But we're a ways away from that. I mean, November 4th or whatever day it was. That's a step. That's a first step. There are many more to go. So I mean, yeah, but those that are pro Project Marvel, be excited, but we're still several years away. And I think if I read it right, and people can check my math, the full project, all of the projects involved will be done for upwards of like 15 years. So they're really going to stretch this thing out for when all of Project Marvel is done.
Yeah, there's help me understand this. There is some scuttlebutt about another election coming up, but as an optional election regarding like more of the financing of the district area. But again, that is not mandatory the way I understand it. But for those y'all looking for at least a first step in the right direction, this is a massive step in the right direction. This was the biggest hurdle to getting the Spurs back to downtown. Everybody at the Spurs campaign HQ, y'all saw the video right now celebrating, and did good. Mayor Jones, she was kind of the voice of, let's take a pause on all of this. She was very critical about it. But as much as the pushback she got, Vinny, she did concede in her way of saying, okay, fine, the Bexar County residents spoke. I'm going to do my best to help this move forward and make it the best we can. So, good on her. She took her L, if you will, and she's moving forward. What do you think?
She put out a statement and said that very thing that, it has passed. The voters have spoken, and she's going to put her very best foot forward to do all she can to help Project Marvel succeed. Did she take a lot of heat from a lot of people asking for the pause, and maybe in the eyes of some, she seemed anti-Spurs. Yeah, she took a lot of heat for that. But I also saw her at the event on election night interacting with Peter J. Holt. Yep. I have no reason to believe that Gina Ortiz Jones, our mayor, is not a San Antonio Spurs fan. Right. She is. She took her stance. She took a lot of heat for it, a lot of negativity. But my expectation as a citizen and a voter would be that our mayor will be behind this now every step of the way moving forward. And that's the vibe that I get from it.
Yeah, and you look at how the voting was dispersed throughout Bexar County. The north sides of not north side of San Antonio, but the north side of Bexar County, the county.
County vote, yep.
Yeah, county vote, everybody. Remember that. It's a county vote, not a San Antonio vote. It was all green, and the map basically just said green equals goal. We're good to go. We're voting yes. And you saw a huge cluster of that in the northwest side of Bexar County. It was really the northwest versus the west side, south side, and east side. I understand the east side being kind of negative about it. Their councilman was very vocal about them not voting for it, and I understand east side had a lot of broken promises there, but wow, I mean, it just to show you how close it was. You could take a square, and that would represent Bexar County, and cut it in half, and then maybe push the line just like a scooch a bit, like a fingernail up. That's how close it was. But nevertheless, look, it passed. Moving on to bigger and better things, that means a new Spurs downtown arena coming in the very distant future. My goodness, Vinny, we're going to just tack on 10 years to your age right now, Vinny, and that's when we'll start seeing something. That's crazy.
Well,
that's crazy.
7 years.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while, but it's gonna, as Sean Elliott said when he visited with City Council that day, this will put San Antonio in its rightful place as arguably the destination city, in Texas. I mean, this whole project, there are a lot of benefits, and I understand that both sides put in the work. Those that were pro Project Marvel, those that wanted a vote no, both sides put in a lot of work. I guess I felt, maybe in the world I live in my social media world, I felt more of the positive energy than the no vote energy. So I guess that's again why I was surprised that it was so close. But I think once everybody takes a deep breath from this, kind of realizes the vision and sees the vision, it's really going to be really a positive for the community.
I think so.
And I can I just add this? San Antonio, as you know, has a very sordid stadium history. So a lot of people that probably voted no are jaded because of promises unkept at the Frost Bank. Nobody liked where the Wolf Stadium was built. So there's a lot of hard feelings from folks on the south and west side about some unkept promises. But it feels like promises made for Project Marvel are going to be upheld and will come through.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for that to happen. Hopefully the Spurs will win a couple of championships along the way, and then that'll definitely help, and celebrate whenever opening day of that new arena comes to be. Hey, and you know what, everybody? Probably be the end of the Rodeo road trip. It'll probably be meaning an NBA All-Star game in San Antonio down the road. So there's a lot to look forward to. Go ahead.
I heard Jacob Toby mention that on a broadcast recently. Sean Elliott said, you know what? I hadn't even thought of that. And I said to myself, that's true. That would be the end of the road trip. And you make another great point. Yes, all-star weekends can start coming a few years down the road to San Antonio. Yeah. And I bet you once the new arena opens, it would just be a couple of years later that the NBA would schedule all-star weekend here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. So the good news there on the Project Marvel front for those that were for but now keep this in mind, too, everybody. It's not just a Spurs downtown arena. That's the big piece. It's an entertainment district, and it's going to be upgrades to the Alamodome, a possible land bridge. I've heard from my sources that that's still kind of on the fence. That may or may not happen, but there's a possibility there that it could happen. Just revitalizing downtown. So keep that in mind. All right. So there was some good news for those of y'all who were for Project Marvel. Coming up next, let's talk about Dylan Harper. Yes, the young guy. Yeah, he's out for a while. What does this mean for the guard rotation, the guard course? Talk about that right here on Locked On Spurs with Vinnie Vinzetta.
Let's be real, no one starts a business for the joy of calculating tax withholdings or managing payroll spreadsheets. That's where Gusto comes in to take the stress out of payroll benefits and HR so you can focus on running your business and supporting your team. Gusto is the all-in-one remote-friendly payroll and HR platform that makes managing your team simple, transparent, and fast. Whether you're hiring, onboarding, or paying employees, Gusto helps you do it all from one place without the hassle or hidden fees. Unlimited payrolls for one monthly price, which means no surprise charges at the end of the month. Gusto's automated tools like offer letters, onboarding materials, and direct deposits save you hours every week. And knowing you can be reached, certified HR experts at any time gives you real peace of mind. Yeah, you can reach them ASAP. Try Gusto today at gusto.com/LockedOnNBA and get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That's right, 3 months of free payroll at gusto.com/LockedOnNBA. One more time, that's gusto.com/LockedOnNBA.
And we're back right here on Locked On Spurs, joined by the Vin Dog himself, Vinnie Vinzetta, my colleague at Ken's 5 TV. Make sure to follow my next at V Vinzetta. Do that ASAP. So, Vinnie, Dylan Harper is out for a few weeks. I talked to a friend of the show, Dr. Ryan McCorkle. He comes on whenever there's a major injury. We're trying to schedule him in so he can talk about the injury. But he did text me to say the good news is it was a grade 1 sprain to the calf. The good news is that, yeah, he could possibly at minimum, we know the Spurs, 2 weeks. All right. But the Spurs will likely do 3, knowing them. So that is the good news. But nevertheless, he is injured, which has a ripple effect with the guard rotation. A lot of people are looking at Fox. As of this recording, he's still out. Castle, well, he's doing Castle things so far, looking good. Now you lose Harper. How much of a ripple effect is it going to have on the guard core, or let alone just the roster?
I think it'll be noticeable because that kid has wowed the heck out of me. I keep forgetting that he's a number 2 overall selection. Yep. And I wasn't thinking a lot about him because I'm so overtaken by Wemby every time there's a game.
No, for sure. Yeah.
My eyes are on him. But I will tell you, Jeff, Dylan Harper has been amazing.
Oh, yes, he has. Yeah.
He has blown me away. Like the way the kid has attacked the rim and scored, I have just been overly impressed. His speed, his burst to the rim. He has been an energizer out there for me. So, I mean, will people be saying, oh gosh, we sure could use Dylan at any point in a game?
Right.
The Spurs still have a lot of great young talent out there, but I think you will notice that he'll be missed. I mean, he's really made an early season mark, an impressive.
For sure.
I mean, I understand who Cooper Flagg is, but Dylan Harper's been as impressive as any rookie in the league right now. I mean, he has been all over the floor. So, yeah, it'll be a void, in my opinion, for sure. You'll notice while he's gone.
Yeah, and look, the good news is that Stephon Castle, he's been in this position since last year. Remember when Fox went out, he was just thrown to the fire, given the reins, and away he went, into a Rookie of the Year award. So he's able to handle that situation because right now, if you're just looking at the guard rotations, it's mainly him right now. But let's just say, for sake of argument, that Fox still is out for a few more games. I know they got the Lakers last night. He didn't play. You got Houston coming up next. Pelicans are after that. If he's still out for a while, are you okay with other guys handling the ball when Castle needs a breather? Like a Sohan, I don't know if we're going to go that route, but he technically, does have a little experience in that. And then there's Keldon, and then there's Devin. Are you comfortable knowing? We can't forget too Jordan McLaughlin, who's been doing pretty well. Steady guard. So I think that will be fine. I think they have adequate, ball handlers, creators to hold the fort while Harper is out. Your thoughts?
No, I agree with that, but I'm going to stay firm that he's going to be missed while he's gone. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think there's enough of a committee type position. I mean, we're all going to joke about the Sohan thing. I think he'd even tell you, no, let's not.
Yeah. He's going to crawl up in the corner or just start crying.
But I think there are enough people to survive while he's out, and we'll continue to get upgrades and see what happens with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, is he going to be missed for sure? Can they work around it as best they can? Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So just how impactful was Harper pre-injury? Let's look at some numbers here. And I got some just outstanding. This is just, you forget, like you mentioned, he was a number 2 pick, and he's surrounded by quality talent on the Spurs roster. But even at that, even with Wemby and Castle and Barnes and Keldon, just those guys, he was making an impact on the court. Cannot wait till he gets back to continue doing these numbers. All right, let's start off with this. Playmaking. All right, so just playmaking alone, this is crazy. Assists per 100. So assists per 100, he was nearly averaging 17 assists per 100 minutes played. That's crazy. Scoring, his true shooting percentage was up about plus 1% over the league average at 64%. He was getting definitely his shot ups. His true shot attempts per 100, 25.4 That's a 93%, well above the league average. Creation. You want to go to creation? Got this number here for you. Stat heads here. He was 83% as far as having a positive impact on just creating things to happen on the court for San Antonio. And here's something that I think got overlooked a lot when he was playing. Hopefully he continues when he gets back. Defensive rebounding percentage, 13.3%, 85% in the NBA. He ranks up there at his position at the guard. A good rebounder, good shot creator, just a good creator, period, and making an impact. The numbers don't lie, Vinny. This guy is going to be special, isn't he?
I mean, it's hard to keep up with everything you just said. I mean, he has flashed. He's really flashed in every which way. I've been highly impressed. Every video package I've had to cut together for highlights that I'll show on the news, he's done it every one of them. And he makes a game impact. Like,
oh yeah,
I've not seen him really from the word go. He hasn't played hesitant at all. He has just gone after it. He's been in attack mode. Yeah, man, the guy's a stud.
He is.
And he gets what I'm amazed at. He gets in there in the paint amongst the trees, and he's already so crafty and these moves and finish. Man, the guy, he's a stud, no doubt. I mean, he's not 7'5", but in his own way, he's playing like that, man. I'm blown away with how good he's been. Hope he gets healthy quick because he's made a huge early season impact.
And here's the thing too, in the game versus Brooklyn, the home opener, it was the rookie who saved them. It wasn't Wemby, wasn't Castle, wasn't Vassell or Keldon. It was the rookie that put on pause any chances of Brooklyn trying to spoil the home opener for San Antonio. So he's not afraid of the big lights, the big stage. We like that. Did he have a little jitters? Yes, he admitted that in his first NBA game on the road against Dallas, but he quickly got over that, moved forward, and has been helping the Spurs until the injury happened. And I get it. I think it was a situation where look, obviously a calf issue. You don't mess with that, but it just looked bad because then you see him exit. Then you get the update from the Spurs. Then he comes back to the court, Vinny, in a boot. You're like, oh my God. You're like, what happened? What happened? But again, if you're going to triage this, it was a grade 1 sprain, the least worrisome of a calf. And nevertheless, it's still worry, but there's some shining light there. And I think the Spurs will be good with him out and holding the fort down till his return. All right. He is Vinnie Vinzetta. Make sure to follow him on X at VVinzetta right now. He's my colleague at Ken's 5 TV. When we get back, let's react to, I guess, a kind of a retro, but it's not really a retro jersey that is back. You'll see what we mean right here on Locked On Spurs.
The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in the action than with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of a game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into the same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps everything exciting, especially when your team is making that late push. Hey, Spurs season is underway. Might as well jump on the action over at FanDuel. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first 5 bet wins. So, head to FanDuel.com. Sign up right now. Play your game at FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
What's up, guys? This is Kelvin Gastelum. You're watching Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia.
And we're back right here on Locked On Spurs, joined by Vinnie Vinzetta, the Vin Dog. Make sure to follow him on X at VVinzetta. He's my colleague at Ken's 5 TV. He'll talk about what he's cooking in just a few seconds. So, Vinny, it's the return of the Fiesta themed jersey. I don't know if we're going to a classic because it was just a couple of years ago. I don't know what the timeline is. You can say something is a classic, but whenever the Spurs decided to go ahead and make the Fiesta jerseys, I think about 2020 or 2021 is when they debuted them. By the way, if you go back and look at those photos, Vinny, that was a crew of Trey Lyles, Derek White, Keldon, DeJounte. I mean, talk about memory lane there. But that's when they debuted them. And a lot of fans gave them a round of applause. But then they were absent. They were gone until now. So let's go to flash what is back. Look at that. They are back, everybody. The original City Edition jerseys with that 90s throwback there. I got the script, San Antonio, across the chest. Keldon's there modeling for us. and the 3 colorful stripes as well. And you got that new patch there, Ledger. Overall, I am glad they're back because of all the Fiesta themed jerseys. Since this one, this has been the best one so far.
I'm going to go ahead and upset the universe here.
There we go. I knew it. Go ahead, Vinny.
Wear these things every night. No, I'm going positive.
You're going positive. All right.
I love these things. You
Yeah.
mentioned the curse of San Antonio and the color scheme and the
Yeah.
block number down there. I love them. I love them. They've
Yeah.
always stood out to me. It just that color scheme working off the black jersey works
Yeah.
so well. Big fan of it. Big fan of
Yeah.
it. I'm like, man, road or home all season. Wear this thing
Yeah.
every night. These are awesome.
Yeah, I wish they would wear these every night, or at least alternate them with more frequency, because they're only gonna wear these jerseys for 11 games this year. That's
They're
it.
sweet, man. They're sweet.
Yeah, they're so sweet. I'm glad they're back, and I'm glad in the promotional video. I'll take down the picture in a bit, everybody. I just want everybody to soak it in. In the promotional video that the Spurs released, they led with Devin and Keldon because they were the first ones to wear these jerseys back in 2021, around there. And I am so glad they're back. I wish they never went away from it, because I remember after this, it was those like Neapolitan color jersey scheme, very bright white and a bright yellow, basically that. And fans were like, I guess. And then remember the old Bill Miller's jerseys that everybody make fun of, their Vinnie. There's that one, those City Edition, and that was not that big of a hit with fans. I think fans warmed up to it, but it was an initial hit. But of all the Fiesta jerseys since that year, these guys are back. The Spurs are having a big party about it too. I think November 11th, you go out to the Rock, and they're going to give fans an opportunity to get a lot of the gear, a lot of the jerseys, all the hoopla there, the bells and whistles with this theme. But it doesn't end there, Vinny. Check out the city, or the Fiesta City Edition court that fans will get to see at the Frost. Look at that. My goodness. Now that, I mean, that's chef's kiss right there, Vinny. Your thoughts?
Love it. I'm a big fan of the center court logo. That looks awesome. Awesome. The designs there inside the 3-point line, those are cool, but that color scheme gets me. It does something to me. It gets me all sports hot and bothered. It's just, I love that center court scheme, and I love the colors that are there in the paint, the free throw line, the baseline. Good stuff. It sticks out. It's awesome.
It definitely does. Yeah. Here's a little trivia for all you young kids out there. I think Vinny knows this. So you see what's at center court is the Spurs name, and then of course you got those iconic color swipes behind it, right? But did you know when this logo was first debuted, it was in the old Hemisphere Arena, and this logo that you see in center court was not at center court. At center court, when these colors and this logo debuted, it was just a blue circle, and it literally just said Hemisphere Arena, and then that was it. This logo, Vinny, was actually, you see where the self is on the baseline there, where the check-in line is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That the logo was there.
Wow.
They were in those corners. Yeah. So they were technically on the court, but they were not center court at Hemisphere Arena. Now, I believe when they went to the Alamodome and where these colors were really celebrated, then it eventually went to center court. But its original inception on a court was at Hemisphere Arena, not center court, just kind of off to the side, as you see on those self where the players check in. They were there. But no, I love this. I love those little, I guess those little cutouts or little color forms there. I love that. I am glad this is back. I think this is going to be a great night just to show out those 90s colors. And interesting little note here, Vinny. I don't know if you're around in the San Antonio in the 90s. When they were first debuted, everybody hated them. Nobody liked them. Nobody liked them. Back in 2021, when these Fiesta jerseys were originally debuted, there we go. I think that was still around the COVID time, and Popovich was doing his pregame, and I asked him, I said, hey, you were around when these colors were first debuted, and they were on the jerseys, they were on the warm-ups, and he had a chuckle with me. He told me, he goes, I also remember everybody pushing back on them because I remember everybody hated them. So they were not celebrated initially in the 90s. Now they are. I think, Vinny, if you watch the video, are they saying that the Spurs are going to have the warm-ups back? Because remember in the video, they show Keldon and Vassell opening the curtain, and then there's the jerseys that we saw, and then there's warm-ups. I think that means they're going to be wearing warm-up jerseys as well. Yeah.
Might as well do the whole deal. I love that. Can you pop up the court one more time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, hopefully all those cutouts you mentioned, hopefully that creates tough shooting nights for all of our opponents.
I like that.
Like they're looking.
I like that.
They're looking around the perimeter like, what in the world?
Like they get mesmerized.
Yeah.
They get mesmerized. They're like, what is this? And you know what? I think I have a photo of like when they were originally debuted. Yeah. Back in 2020 or 2021. There they are. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was them. So basically it's just this, they're back, just swapping out the patch instead of Frost. It's going to say Ledger.
Yep.
Yeah. So those were the hits. So yeah, they good old Fiesta jerseys are back. This was the first Fiesta jersey ever made. Spurs fans think that back in the 90s they had Fiesta jerseys. They did not. They only had Fiesta warm-ups. They never had Fiesta jerseys.
Okay.
So there it is. All right. So I think it was a home run. I'm glad the Spurs brought these back. He is Vinnie Vinzetta, my colleague at Ken's 5 TV. Vinnie, I know you got a lot going on from the Spurs back in action, NFL season, local high school sports. What's cooking?
Gosh, yeah, full speed ahead with those San Antonio Spurs, as you mentioned. The last week of the high school football regular season is upon us, and then it's playoff time, and then UTSA football, a massive game. They'll play. They're playing this week at South Florida, who has like an $8 million NIL collective. So it's going to be a tough challenge there for the Roadrunners. But just a lot of stretch run of football and Spurs, and good to have basketball back full time, baby.
There you go. He is Vinnie Vinzetta, again, my colleague at Ken's 5 on the TV side of things. Check him out on television and follow him on X at @VVinzetta. Vinnie, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. Don't be a stranger. Do not be a stranger anymore. We need you back on here, especially with the Spurs season now in full swing. Everybody else, we thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. Free and available wherever you get podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Ken's 5 Plus app, YouTube. Subscribe ASAP. Become an everydayer. If you are an everydayer, keep on doing your everyday thing, which is coming here to Locked On Spurs. Check out Locked On NBA. Just go on YouTube, I should say. Just search Locked On NBA and then subscribe, and you're good to go. All things NBA. And we'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. Raul Dominguez of the AP Sports, he's going to help close out the week here on Locked On Spurs. So for Vinnie Vinzetta, I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.